Hello, this is workbook page 157. We're not going to be looking at number 1 here for us. All right, number 2 says, which of the following is an equation of a vertical line? So vertical is telling us a line that runs straight up and down. All right, so we know that this is always when we have x is equal to some sort of number. So my advice would be, see which one of these equations I can get x solved out for just a number. No y variable anywhere to be found. So number 3 is saying, what are the x and y intercepts of this graph? Now, for us here, this is an equation in standard form. So to solve for our x-intercept, you would want to plug in a 0 for your y-coordinate. Right? So if I plug in 0 for my y-coordinate into my equation, right? So taking away this y term, I'd be able to figure out what is this x-intercept, right? And then similarly, to find your y-intercept, we know that it's always 0 in the x direction. You could take your equation, plug in 0 for x, and see what happens when we have 4y is equal to that negative 14. You find your missing y-intercept. Then you can match up those answers with the multiple choice. So, number 4, Cheryl is planning to spend $75 on a Christmas gift for her father. He needs new socks and ties. A store has socks S and ties T on sale for $4 and $11 respectively. This just means that the socks are $4. Equation model this situation. Right? So we may be looking for 4 to be with an S, T to be with an 11, and maybe also somehow incorporate this $75, thinking about standard form here for us. Number 5 says grocery store is selling eggs for $2 per dozen and bacon $5 per pound. You plan to spend $50 in food for the benefit breakfast. Write and graph an equation that represents this situation. I also wanting you to get an equation set up, maybe talking about $2 for eggs, $5 per pound of bacon, and we have $50 in the food benefit that we're trying to spend. So maybe try to incorporate all of this together, right? If we have $50 to spend total, right, it's going to be equal to 50 here. We know that it's $2 for eggs, $5 for bacon. So maybe we have, maybe we can call this 2x plus a 5y is equal to 50. So we'll say x is dozen eggs. Right, so we have to label out what we're talking about, and y is equal to pounds of bacon. All right, so we could have that. If we're going to graph it, we could either move it into y equals mx plus b form, or solve for our x and y intercepts and plot those in graph.